I'm in position. We get a reseal at 9 o'clock. I'm out of silicone. Reload. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Traffish Aquatics. Today I'm getting a new 150 gallon aquarium to replace the one that, if you guys have been watching my channel, it was my 150 gallon native tank and the bottom seam blew out of it, and I haven't been able to get around to fixing the tank. I bought silicone to fix it, but it's also the silicone that I'm using on the 300. I bought 4 tubes of it. I was only planning on using 2 for the 300 and then 2 for the 150, but I don't want to use any of them until the 300's done, so I haven't gotten around to fixing it yet. But I just found another 150 gallon aquarium for free that somebody's getting rid of. It does hold water. They're currently draining it right now, and it's in overall good shape. So luckily this one has the cross braces. It's a newer style tank, so we're going to go out, pick it up, bring it home, and we're going to get the 150 native tank set back up. So I'm super excited and stoked to have this happen. So a little bit of an unexpected video. A little shout out to you, Tim. Thank you for putting me on to this. He posted it in the Pennsylvania Fish Keepers and Aquariums group, and I was all over that. Within 30 seconds of him posting that, I already had a plan to go get this tank with this person I was talking to. So super excited. So let's go get this thing. Alright guys, so I'm back home. We went and we picked up the tank, 150 gallons. So if you're wondering, it's 18.5 wide and 28.5 tall. So it is a 150. And the lady was super nice. I'm filming. Horses. Lady was super nice. Talked to her. She had a 150 gallon Rubbermaid tote set up in her living room with some Miranda goldfish in it, so we talked a little bit about that. And then she had either a 75 or a 90 gallon radiator slider tank set up too. And there's a couple other little tanks set up over the place, but overall, really nice lady. She had a lot of fish tanks and fish stuff too, so we did get to talk a little bit. And out of respect, I didn't ask her to film. Just out of respect for her and her family, so I didn't want to bother her with it. So we picked up the tank. We're respectful. He came home. So now we're going to go inside. We're going to start tearing apart the old 150, emptying out the gravel, taking the driftwood and stuff out of it. And then this one's going to need a reseal. It holds water as is. She drained it before I got there. You can see the water line here where she had the water sitting. This was just sitting in her room. So yeah, so it was up to here. She drained it out. But you can see the silicone is chewed up pretty good. And you can see, if I go like that, you can see how it just peels back. So the seals are failing a little bit, but the seams are in good condition. There's no apparent failures with those. They look pretty tight. No air bubbles or anything in the seams here. So if we could see that. So that silicone is still good. Just the inside is a little rough. But even on this side here, this is fine. You know, it's not really peeling that bad. If I sit here and dig at it, it'll peel off, but it'll do that. So, holds water, but we're going to reseal it anyway. And get the 150 native set back up. All right, well, that looks a little different, right? Got the tank out of the stand. It's right here. And that tank is like 400 pounds, so not the easiest thing to move around. The other 150, the new one I got, only weighs about 238 pounds. So it's about half the weight of this one. But tank's out. Just have to reseal the new tank, get the bad silicone out, put the new silicone in. Like I said, it doesn't leak, but it's not a bad idea to reseal something like that when you get it. So I'm probably going to do that at a later date. So for now, I guess we'll pick this up on another day. This right here is the old 150. The new 150 that we just picked up is in the fish room. And I just wanted to film out here real quick because all this stuff, it's May 8th. That shouldn't be here. That's the reason the 300 can't get worked on. Because of stuff like that. Ridiculous. So once the 150 gallon in there warms up, I'm going to go ahead, we're going to cut the silicone out of it and get it resealed. Then we got to wait a couple days and get it filled back up, get the fish back in it. Really excited. Alright guys, so today is day 3 on the 150 project. The plan today is going to be fixing the stand as well as resealing the 150. You can't see it, but it's right here. So basically, what I was looking at after I got the old 150 out, I was looking at the stand to make sure that nothing happened to the stand when the seam blew out of the other one. And unfortunately, it looks like the back corner of the stand back there settled about 1/16 of an inch. Now, I don't know what caused that. I don't know if there was a gap in one of the spaces, and when the 150 and the 75 got filled, it just compressed that gap a little bit. It's entirely possible. It's only 1/16 of an inch, so it's very easy to miss something like that. So what I'm going to do is I've got a sheet of plywood that I cut. So I made a new base for the tank to sit on. I'm going to put spacers on the 2x4 in the area that it's settled, and then I'm going to lay this on top and attach this so that the tank can sit on top of the plywood. And what that's going to do is it's going to provide a new flat surface for the tank to sit on, and then we don't have to worry about any more settling or anything like that. And the tank will have contact with this entire surface, and it will eliminate any of the imperfections in the boards as well. So I'm going to go ahead and lay out the spacers, and if you're wondering what the spacers are, spare change works really well as spacers because your pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters are all different thicknesses. So just take a couple extra coins that you've got laying around, lay them across the board and whatever, and screw it down, and those coins are going to work as your spacers. So that's what I'm going to do. I've done it in the past, never had any issues, so yeah, let's get this thing attached. Alright guys, so just a little bit of an update of what's going on here. We got all the silicone out. After the silicone was cut out with razor blades, I went through and I sanded everything down with sandpaper. The point of the sandpaper is to remove any of the very fine particles of silicone that the razor blade missed. So you sand it down with 120 to 220 grit sandpaper, very lightly, and any of that residual stuff will come up very easily. Once all that's off, you're still going to have a little bit of a filmy residue left there from the silicone. So you just wipe that down with some acetone and that'll come right off. Let that dry. After that, you can go ahead and you tape out the corners like I did here. And then after it's taped out, I just take acetone and wipe down the corners to get any of the oils that might have been on my fingers off of there, to make that surface as clean as possible so that we can put some silicone on there and reseal this tank. Alright, so the 150 is resealed. We just gotta wait now 24 to 48 hours for the silicone to actually cure. And then once it's cured, I can go ahead, we can get it on the stand and do a water test, which it shouldn't leak. It didn't leak when I got it. And I put fresh seals in it, so there's no reason that this thing should have any leaks in it. But I'm really excited to have this tank back, get it back on the stand. And then the next video, I'm going to set it back up and get everything back the way it was, minus a couple of plants because they got repurposed into some of these other tanks, but not really worried about that. So that'll be for the next video. Thank you guys for watching Trapfish Aquatics. If you guys like any of the products that I use in my videos or anything that you see in my fish room, links for most of it in the description down below. Go ahead and check it out, and I will see you guys in the next video.